Hi there, my name is Ian Glish, and today I will be giving a presentation and showing analysis on the topic of examining for bias in home mortgage loan data. For this presentation, the data used for my analysis came from the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, also known as the HMDA. The data was collected from mortgage applicants of all backgrounds and for a total of 12,550 for this analysis. The HDMA requires financial institutions to keep a public record of this data. This data shows whether lenders are serving the housing needs of their customers. Public officials can use this data to make decisions and policies and shedding light on lending patterns that could be discriminatory. For my exploratory data analysis, I wanted to gain insight on the applicants in the data set for various metrics. I wanted to determine if there was any bias towards minority mortgage loan applicants. And for this presentation, I'm focusing on the variables of race, income level, income class name, and loan approval status. The first graph I've created for this presentation was the general or approval or denial information. As shown, the large majority of applicants were approved for their home loan, while a minority was denied for their home loan. The approval amount consisted of 82% of the total, and the denied amount consisted of 18% of the total. For loan application denial rates, the average was 18%. So we can see on the top parts of the bars in red, some races application denial rate was below average, where others were above average. Races with noticeably below average approval rates, we have both American Indian or Alaska Native and Black or African American. With the average approval rate of 82%, American Indian or Alaska Native was at 77.2%, and Black or African American was at 69.0%. Both of these are noticeably below the average approval rate, with Black or African American at the lowest. For races with near average or above average approval rates, we had the remaining three races of white, Asian, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander. For near average, we had Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander, which was at 80.3% approval rate. And for white and Asian, these were both above average approval rate, with white in the lead at 83.5% and Asian very close behind at 83.3%. At the distribution of overall applicants' income, and I used a histogram to put the information into buckets, and each bucket had an amount of $25,000. The other thing I did for my graph was make an overflow bin at the very end for anyone's income that was above $500,000. For my insights on the distribution of overall applicants' income levels, the majority of applicants in the above $51,000 to $76,000 bucket were the majority. The applicant income level is concentrated between $26,000 to $101,000 income buckets range. There is a right skew to this histogram. The greater than 500 bucket is not an outlier due to the way we chose to construct the graph with the data set for values over 500, since we put a sum of incomes over 500,000 together. For labeling applicants' class based on income level for all races, I classified the applicants' data based off their income with certain categories of lower class, which was less than $40,000 income, middle class, which was between $40,000 and $122,000, and upper class, which was above $122,000. With this, I made a graph that showed the number of people relative to class. And within each class, I showed each of the 5 races. So this graph shows that the majority of applicants are middle class. For examining loan approval status based on race and income class, specifically looking at white and black or African American applicants, this is the chart I made that shows for each race, and within each race, lower, middle, and upper class bars that show approval rates and denial rates. Overall, income level wise, upper class applicants had the highest approval rates overall compared to other classes. White applicants overall were more approved and less denied than black or African American applicants. The next part of this analysis, we wanted to run an A/B test to statistically see if middle-class white Americans have a higher loan approval rate than middle-class black or African Americans. Previous slide showed visual insight, but we want to determine statistically if there is bias in loan approval rates. A/B test hypotheses. For my null hypothesis, I said there will be no significant difference in loan approval rates between middle-class white American applicants and middle-class black or African American applicants, or there will be a decrease in middle-class white American applicant loan approval rates. My alternative hypothesis is middle-class white American applicants will have a higher loan approval rate than middle-class black or African American applicants. For applicants approved compared to the total applicants, for white and black or African Americans specifically, I used the data to find out the total number of applicants based off race, and then the total number of approved applicants based off race. On the chart in green, we have applicants approved for each race, and in blue, we have total applicants for each race. For black or African American, we had a total of 639 applicants, and 445 of those applicants were approved. For white, we had a total applicant amount of 5,292, and 4,496 of those applicants were approved. For my A/B test results, using the information and numbers from the previous slide of total applicants and total approved applicants, I implemented those numbers into a significance calculator. For variable A, I assigned to black or African American, and for variable B, I assigned to white. I entered in the total population in terms of number of applicants in total. And next to that, I entered in the approved amount of applicants. I ran the calculator, and the specific results specifically said Test B converted 22% better than Test A. I am 100% certain that the changes in Test B will improve your conversion rate. In our specifics case, the significance calculator showed that middle-class white Americans were 22% higher for loan approval rate than middle-class black or African American applicants. This A/B test was statistically significant with 100% certainty. For the conclusions from our A/B test, we can conclude that the A/B test was statistically significant of 95% significance on average. The null hypothesis was rejected since the assumed significance level of 95% was exceeded since we got 100% certainty as an answer from the calculator, which then proves that the middle-class white American applicants have a higher loan approval rate than middle-class black or African American applicants.